Welcome to another video where I bully actual criminals for innocuous reasons that have nothing to do with the crimes they committed. This video was inspired by this Twitter post. It's also a throwback to the time I kept calling Jack the Ripper Jack the Stripper in middle school history class, and everyone laughed. They thought it was so cool and funny, and the teacher clapped, and Obama was there. Trigger warning, murder and other crimes, but I'll try to exclude the details mostly because it grosses me out, and then I'm no longer in the mood to joke about serial killers. Which is probably a good sign that I shouldn't make this video, but I'm making it because we need to stop giving serial killers cool nicknames. The only time that we did nicknaming right is when we called Robert Nixon the Brick Moron, which was pretty funny. News stations always give serial killers cool nicknames to sensationalize the event and get views, which then leads to the romanticization of infamous, mostly male, serial killers by true crime girlies. This is a well-documented social phenomenon. Psychologically, it's known as the Bonnie and Clyde syndrome, and it doesn't really help that they got the High School Musical guy to play Ted Bundy. The only way to combat the romanticization of serial killers is to cyberbully them and to expose them for being genuine losers in real life. Trust me. While the way to fight crimes is to punish them, the way to combat harmful social phenomena that indirectly encourage crimes is to cancel them. Crimes are cringe. You committed arson? What a nerd. And then hopefully we can see less of this. So I present this list of serial killers that have been romanticized in the media. First up, Ted Bundy, our #1 simped-after golden boy of the serial killers. He's also known as the campus killer or the lady killer because he abducted women on college campuses before brutally torturing and murdering them. He took Polaroids of his victims, using one of these I assume to put them into his Visco account. When asked why he takes those pictures, he said, "When you work hard to do something right, you don't want to forget it." Oh yeah, no, I get that. Wait, are you talking about murder? He went to law school, but he didn't complete his degree because he went to break laws instead. What a waste of an education. The police reports painted him to be charming, but he had to pretend to be injured to lure these women into his car. Why? Judging by how many fangirls stan him these days, if he's really that charming, it should be pretty easy to get women to come into his car. Oh.
Will the owner of the lime green Honda please come to the front desk?
Are my lights on? No, I just wanted to see what you looked like, dude. Your car's fucking ugly.
This Volkswagen Beetle is the most embarrassing thing about him besides, yeah. Who buys a beige car? The campus killer? More like the beige Beetle owner. Next up, the Zodiac. His identity is unknown. He murdered 5 confirmed victims in the San Francisco Bay Area, but he claimed to have murdered 37 victims. Still a lower body count than a frat boy. The Zodiac mailed cryptic letters to local newspapers and police in which he confessed to murders or claimed that he was collecting his victims as slaves for the afterlife. Okay. Let's read one of his letters where he whines in a font that's impossible to take seriously. Except that they did take it seriously because he killed people.
This is the Zodiac speaking. I have become very upset with the people of the San Fran Bay Area. They have not complied with my wishes for them to wear some nice buttons. I promised to punish them if they did not comply by annihilating a full school bus. But now school is out for the summer, so I punished them in another way. I shot a man sitting in a parked... Fuck. Who gave a kindergartner a gun? Why can't he fucking spell? People theorize that the spellings are intentional, but that gives the same vibe as me telling my middle school teacher that not paragraphing my essays is a stylistic choice and not because I'm unable to comprehend structure of any kind. The scariest thing about this is the way he spelled annihilating. What are those glasses for, if not for reading a dictionary? How badly did the American public school system fail you? You had one language to learn. Well, anyway, he's dead now. Wait, is he? Oh, fuck. Fuck, I take it back. Next up, Jeffrey Dahmer, also known as Milwaukee Cannibal, whose fictional portrayals were featured in American Horror Story, Criminal Minds, and this Netflix show. He murdered 17 men with whom he would engage in acts of necrophilia and cannibalism, hence his nickname. He's an abomination, but that's precisely why some people have a crush on him. But he's also a fucking loser. He was a class clown during high school, photobombing several yearbook photos and often pretending to have seizures that his classmates called doing a dahmer. He then went to Ohio State University to pursue a business major, ew, but got expelled in the first semester due to poor grades caused by alcoholism. Dahmer watched Star Wars Return of the Jedi to hype himself up for his crimes and wore yellow contact lenses to cosplay as the Emperor from Star Wars. God.
No offense to Star Wars fans. While in prison for his horrendous crimes, he was so fucking annoying that another inmate straight up killed him. My point is that even if you find cannibalistic murderers attractive, it still makes no sense to romanticize this dude. He's the definition of peaked in high school, and he doesn't stand a chance in today's dating market. He's annoying and alcoholic. By the way, he was also kicked out of the military for his alcoholism. How did you manage to be too alcoholic for the military? He's also a failed business major, which means he can't do basic addition, and the motive for his crimes involves Star Wars. Oh, and he eats people! Next up, Richard Ramirez, also known as the Night Stalker. He was featured in American Horror Story twice, and also has a Netflix documentary. He very brutally murdered 14 people and would leave behind satanic symbols at his crime scenes. He also doesn't brush his teeth. Richard Ramirez, more like Richard Gingivitis. Oh my god. The Night Stalker, more like the cavity haver, the dental hygiene neglector. Ed Gein, also known as the Butcher of Plainfield or the Plainfield Ghoul. He would create items such as lampshades and masks from the skin of his victims. Ew. Okay, that's it. I got grossed out. Consider this a pilot episode, and tune in next time for using arbitrary standards of masculinity to manipulate men into better behaviors.